Wooks and Warlocks contain sex, drugs, and rock and roll. As such, is intended only for adults. Listener discretion is advised. Content warnings in the description.
Did Granny Glenda just chief down a hog of hobbit leaf? How did I not see that coming? You hate to see them miss a set, but let's face it, we've all followed the Fireflies and missed our favorite show. That sort of thing is business as usual in the world of Wooks and Warlocks.
Hello and welcome to Wooks and Warlocks, a role-playing tour through the summer of love. In this podcast, we will be playing out a story of adventure and magic using dice and skills to determine the outcomes of our actions. My name is Trey Miller, and I will play the role of Game Master for this journey. I am joined by three of the freshest fellas and, well, lads, to roll the dice. Please introduce yourselves and your characters.
My name is Anthony. I'll be playing Xxxzantor, the bug folk.
My name is Jessie. I will be playing Granny Glenda, who is a foxfolk rogue.
My name is John Lombardi. I will be playing Elijah Woodstone, the farmhand wizard.
Alrighty, so the last we left our intrepid adventurers on their journey down the road, they had been waylaid by a bright light that took them to a place very similar to the place where they were, but it was filled with people. It was the middle of the day, and there was festivities happening all about them. After exploring the festival happening around them, participating in some archery and strength-based games, after running the gambit on the joust and the melee, the party set off to the woods, following rumors that the infamous warlocks were actually putting on some sort of a performance somewhere nearby. They received directions from an individual who seemed to be a little out of his mind with his pupils dilating, and they followed those directions to the woods where they became desperately lost. Granny Glenda led the party to follow the directions to the letter, only to find they were useless directions, and Xantor proceeded to communicate with some fireflies who he believed, inaccurately so, were going to lead the group to the concert. They followed the fireflies even deeper into the woods until, hopelessly lost, the group plopped onto the floor. Xantor plopped onto the floor, and a torch carried by a lone traveler approached in the woods. More torches appeared, and it turned out to be a group of revelers, scantily clad, animal folk and human folk, orcs and elves and dwarves alike, smelling of patchouli, featuring long matted hair, and generally speaking, nice folk, excited about the show that the group just missed. We left our adventurers right as Granny Glenda took an offered herbal cigarette from the leader and spokesperson of this group of individuals, and took a big old puff off of it. Granny Glenda, roll for Constitution.
Oh boy.
Saving throw.
That's gonna be a 10.
Granny Glenda's eyes are now redder than the 99 balloons of famous pop song.
Well, I'm not sure what was in that little thing, but I think you boys would really enjoy it.
Xantor grabs for it, pretty
With which hand?
excitingly.
With which hand?
So he's down on the ground. He's just seeing all these like awesome looking, beautiful creatures. He just assumes they're all part of like the royal party, and he's let's see. So it would be like his, one of his backhands. He's like, still half like focused on all the fireflies like spreading out, and then like half seeing all this other stuff come around. So like he's got his left backhand. He reaches up towards Granny. It's like, give me that smoke stick, lassie.
Roll for Constitution.
He hits it like he's done it a million times, although he has not. So he got a 14 on Constitution.
So as you puff on the herbal cigarette, you find that its effects begin to hit you, but you're not quite as strongly affected as Granny Glenda.
Whirl, he says, give this a whirl, Eli. Oh my gosh.
Don't mind if I do. Ooh. All right. Ooh, that's real nice. It's a good year.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
save here.
You guys,
Oh. That's a,
you guys haven't gotten high before?
that's a 4.
With a 4, Eli is actually you cough and snot comes out of your nose and you start to tear up and you're a little uncomfortably high. You're like really high really quickly.
The world is betraying me. 'Cause we're going down a dark hole.
Sonny, you need to calm down. Why don't you just eat this?
Look at me.
Oh my god.
Ah, I'm having a bad time.
Oh no.
Roll with
Somebody
it,
take
Eli.
this from me. Take
Roll
this.
with it.
The leader of the pack takes it. He's like, so what are y'all's names? Like, this is crazy meeting you in the woods. And I guess there's lots of people out here, but like, you guys new to this or something? Like, he takes a big puff and lets out a cloud of smoke that forms a giant ring, and then he blows the ring at the three of you.
Yeah. So, Granny Glenda is like, well, young whippersnapper, I've been alive for a very long time now, and I've seen this in my days, and I don't like the way you're talking to me. So why don't you tell me your name first?
Are you gonna roll for persuasion?
Okay, that's 16.
Hey, no harm, no foul. I wasn't trying to harshen your mellow. I thought for sure that we were copacetic here, but like, it's like funny. My parents are total heads. they've been on tour for like way longer than me and all that. So they named me Harp Flower Rainbow Dancer, but my gathering name is Kevin. So you could call me Kevin.
Okay, Kevin, my name is Glenda.
Glenda, what a righteous name. Dig it. He's gonna look at the elk who's kind of like got his head back out. He's just gonna kind of squint his eyes. He's like, what's your name, bug dude?
I'm Xantor, brother. Nice to meet you.
And he's gonna reach out and he's gonna go for like a forearm handshake. So he's gonna try to grab one of your forearms.
Xantor pops up and like gives him a pretty meaty, like it's reminiscent of the old pirate like forearm handshake. So it's pretty solid.
So he's like, cool, big Z. All right, and elk friend. What can I do for you? Like, you seem like you're not doing well.
Eli's in a puddle of himself right now. And he's just, like, staring at his feet and just, like, really upset that his feet, like, aren't getting what he's feeling.
Oh, well, let's give him a hand. Hey, and he's going to gesture to some of his buddies. He's going to say, raccoon, garbage pail, come help this brother out. And a big, strong gorilla man with black fur and a white stripe down his face and head is going to come up and grab you by one side, and an elf woman who has long green hair wrapped into dreads is going to come grab you by your other side, and the two of them together are going to help you, and Kevin is going to invite you to his camp.
Am I going to heaven?
So, heaven is a place on earth, brother.
God damn, that's good.
You guys are so cool.
Hey, thanks. We think you're cool too. Like, what brings you here? Like, I mean, this is a hip place. I know a lot of people are just coming to see the Warlocks, but like, you missed the show. Are you like, what's up?
Oh, we're catching up to the Warlocks. We're going down the road, traveling. You know, we just performed. I don't know if you've heard it. Like, we were on stage like not that long ago.
No way. Like,
yeah.
wait,
I mean, have you heard of us, Trace Kinos?
Trace Kinos.
Yeah, that's
I think I heard of you guys. My parents were talking about like, so like, you know, like I've been on tour my whole life. I've been on the road since like I've never actually met the Warlocks, but like I've been on the road for a long time, and like I'm telling you, Trace Kinos, like I think I've heard of you guys.
Yeah.
So fucking so cool to have you here, like at our camp. Like what? So you guys want to jam? Like what's up,
Bro. Yes.
So Kevin is going to lead the way to the camp step by step, and he's like, I just can't wait to jam with you cats. Like what? So what instrument do you play? Like, did you guys bring you got your stuff?
Yes.
Cool. What do you? Yeah. What?
I have my staff. I mean, he starts like pounding his staff on the
drummer.
ground rhythmically. He's like, I'm like a
Roll
full body
Roll
musician.
for performance to see how well you keep time.
Yeah, he's not a full body musician or any kind of musician, but he rolled a 17 on the performance.
So like the thing is that Xantor really believes that he is a musician. He in all of his cocksure headstrongness couldn't even conceive of a version of the world where he wasn't a musician, and so it is. He manages to, with rhythm of his speech, drum along with every step, accenting just right. And you see Kevin just get roused, and Kevin's like, yeah, and he starts beating his chest. He's like, grrr. He's like, that's our cry, bro. That's our cry. Like, can you do that? And he's like, grrr. And he like makes that yell into the woods, and you hear all of his companions begin to yell and beat their chest along with your drumming.
He's already excited, so he does like this weird like insect chattering thing with like his back carapaces.
Let's
like
do
rattling.
it together.
Oh my God, we're being invaded.
That felt so good. That felt so right. All right, camp's just up here. And as you approach, you see a web of tapestries hung from lines strung about the trees. You see an oasis-like circle of silks beckoning you in. And as you pass the threshold of Kevin's camp, you see throw pillows. You see throne-like comfortable chairs. You see a device that looks like a vase filled with water with hoses coming out of each side. You see a chest, and it seems to give off steam, like the contents are colder than the air around it. You see a fire with stones making a circle. Do you see blue and silver shining sheets of cloth hanging from the sky, blocking out the stars below, or stars above? Have a seat, y'all. You probably don't need another doober, but hookah's over there. We're gonna probably whip up some grub, and let's see if Raccoon wants to bust out that git fiddle. And You see the gorilla man grab a guitar that seems to be like comically small for his large gorilla frame, and he's going to play some basic chords around the fire while Kevin cooks food, and the other members of this adventuring party that you've connected with scurry about their camp activities and get comfortable in their cushioned seats and throw pillow palaces. You see them individually sparking up more of those things that Kevin called a doobie.
Y'all, I'm just gonna lay down here for a minute and take like a little 10-minute napper. And you guys wake me up when that grub's ready.
We will do that. Don't you worry. The food will be ready soon, and you just relax.
Yeah, I think I did it wrong.
So like the pillow area, I guess, is like the good sit down area. Is that also like where the doobies being passed around?
Well, there's like 3 doobies, and so there's definitely like there's like a group of girls and guys of varying species lying in this almost like a puddle of people on this pillow palace, I called it, and yeah, they've definitely got a doobie there. You see that someone has sat down next to the fire with Raccoon and has handed Raccoon a doobie that he is smoking while playing the guitar, and sometimes they take the doobie from his mouth and put it in their mouth. And then you see over in the chairs, Kevin has handed a doobie to some of his companions who are sitting in the chairs listening to the music and just sort of smiling and having a nice time. There is also a small group of individuals who have gathered on the long seats near the hosed apparatus, and they're taking a coal from the fire and putting it atop some other substance that's in there, and the area begins to smell of mothballs.
Xantor would like probably despite his better judgment, he would like make sure that Eli's like comfy in the pillow area and not going to be fucked with or whatever. But if he knows that's going to be fine, he would probably like continue his little ruse of being a musician and go like sit with the musicians, the raccoon, by the fire, and like just kind of chill with them and like every now and then like thump out a couple things from his staff.
Yeah. To be clear, Raccoon is the name of the gorilla folk who's playing the guitar. So he is a black gorilla with a white stripe named Raccoon. Yeah, so you go hang out with Raccoon, and it's an orc gentleman who's got this doobie and is passed to him, and he takes it and passes it to you, sort of just automatically, like without asking, just hands it to you, and then do you take it?
Yeah, he would take it and attempt to hit it again like a pro.
Yeah, so you hit it, Constitution.
24.
So you keep your wits about you as a warm feeling takes you over. You see that Raccoon sets down his guitar for a second and pulls a flask from his hip and takes a slug from the flask. And he is going to offer the flask to the orc, who politely refuses it. He's going to offer you the flask. Ooh, you want a drink? Whiskey.
Wow, what the hell? We're having a great time.
It's a good party, huh? I always love West Candle. It's one of my favorites.
You guys are awesome. Let's go.
So slug the whiskey, this time with disadvantage because you're already a little high. What's going on with Granny Glenda during this time?
Yeah, so after she makes sure Granny Glenda checks on Eli, she's kind of like investigating, just sitting on the beanbags and watching these people and trying to get an idea of what they're like and what their intentions are.
Roll for insight.
That's going to be 16 plus 3, which is 19.
So you can tell that these people, their skin is those that have exposed flesh, it's very tan, it's very dark. Those with fur, their fur has been bleached almost to a lighter color, and so you realize from the smell and from the skill with which these people have taken to living in the woods that regardless of whatever event is happening here, these people seem to have a skill with woodsmanship and with living off out of society that is greater than anyone else that you've seen at this event so far. It seems almost like they are living a normal life inside this event where everyone else is going to have fun and relax and play games. They're more settled in and comfy and cozy with this lifestyle.
They also look, I know Eli's asleep right now, but even before when we saw them, they look very different than everybody else.
Yeah,
like,
they're
everybody
scantily
else,
clad.
Yeah, they're like, what? Like, that's what I think Eli was thinking at first. Was like, what are these people wearing? Like,
they're wearing like loincloths. They would almost look like to you guys like barbarians, like barbarian cultures that might have heard of living on the islands outside of Visandia. But so that's what Granny Glenda sees.
All right. What did you roll?
Xantor got a 15 on his constitution check for the odd liquor.
Yeah, so it's whiskey, and you drink the whiskey, and you are you're getting buzzed, but you're keeping your cool. You're able to form coherent sentences. You're not classically impaired. You are just having a good time with these new friends around the fire. You make a perception check.
And he's had like a bunch of experiences once again with like the pirates and the travel, so this is not super uncommon. He's just seeing this as kind of a break from the struggles of the road and everything at this point. You got a 17 on perception.
So with your 17, you notice that the people in the puddle of pillows have begun to massage Eli. Like they're like rubbing his feet and his calves, sort of trying to help him feel better. Elijah, what impact does that have on your does the interaction of these people trying to massage you wake you up?
No, he's fallen into like a pretty quick, deep slumber from
Okie
the
dokie.
drugs and like feeling real nice and
So it just continues to
waiting for some
add
food.
to his relaxed state.
Yeah, Xantor would not try to stop it either. He's like proud of the man. You guys enjoy the company of these folks as the music is playing. You all eventually are fed, and it's looking like it's basically some sort of flour, like a wrapping of a thin bread-like material around meat, and they're passing these out on like little leaf plates that they've gathered from the woods, and everyone's eating. You see that raccoon keeps playing through dinner, so that everybody's still got music while they eat.
Elijah would have woken up with the food for sure.
Do you guys participate in dinner?
Yes.
Oh, what's that smell? Oh, sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what happened to me there. I was not myself.
It's totally cool, man. I mean, like, there's no better place to take a nap. Why do you think we brought all these pillows out here? You're
Much
feeling better, though.
appreciated.
It's great. Like, have a taco.
Oh, thank you. Where are we? As I eat my taco.
What is a taco, young sir?
A taco, it's like the best thing ever. It's like, basically, it's just like a receptacle for flavor, and like you just put whatever you want in here, and then don't eat the leaf, but like you can put other leaves inside of it, and it's so good. Like my parents used to make these, and they would sell them at Warlocks shows, and that's how we would get around. And I like They say I make really good tacos. That's all I'm saying.
It's pretty good, y'all. You should try it.
I mean, I'm still confused, but I guess I'll give it a try. But before she tries it, she kind of wants to investigate it a little bit. That's a 16 for investigation.
So as she investigates the taco, she is unable to determine anything out of sorts.
Right.
It's just a taco.
So,
Xxxzantor.
eats it.
Xxxzantor will grab 2 of them and go lay down on the pillows to kind of relax and try to gain some 2 hit points back if possible. Like short rest time.
Can I do like an insight check?
Sure.
Something like these people are weird.
Sure.
I got trapped by a bunch of hippies. Let's see what insight is. Forgive me. +3. All right, so 14.
That's just all that same stuff that Granny Glenda discerned earlier. These people are clearly skilled woods folk who are very affectionate with one another. They seem to value each other's company more than whatever the greater thing that is happening here, but they all have some sort of a tie to the Warlocks and to the road.
So they're a little weird to me, but more just because they're kind of like touchy-feely. Like it's a little like it's throwing me off a little bit.
That's what you got. That's what you ascertain.
Cool. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna kind of sit in the corner and mind my own business.
So everybody ate the food, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are going to your hour rest is going to extend to a full rest.
I'm definitely asleep. You're asleep.
You are
Granny?
in a deep sleep, Elijah. You are awake, sitting in your corner, and you begin to nod off. Give me a perception check to see if you notice anything strange.
Dirty 20.
So, as you're falling asleep, although you can't fight it, you see Kevin looking at Granny Glenda and at Xantor. Then he looks back at you. He says, "Yeah, this one, yeah, dude, he hasn't fallen asleep yet, but like, it'll work. Trust me. Trust me, I'm sure of it." And that is the last thing you hear
Son of a bitch.
as you fall into an 8-hour-long rest. You wake up the following morning, and it is bright and sunny.
What the hell?
Man, I must have had a lot. I just meant to lay down for a second. That was, ooh, what a night, huh, fellas?
That's how I feel. I only wanted to take a little bit of a rest, but I guess I slept the whole night through.
Something's wrong. I was sober when I fell asleep.
So as you guys get your bearings about you, the first thing you notice is the camp is gone. The tapestries have been packed up.
Where are these
The
people?
pillows are not where you are not on a pillow palace, and the fire pit has been left smoldering.
Perception check.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Perception checks all around.
I was gonna say I wanted to see because I know a lot about farming campfires. Like if I could tell by the embers how long it's been.
Sure.
I got a 20.
I got a natural 1.
15.
Okie dokie. So you guys are checking on different things.
I'm checking all my personal belongings, and just general signs that which direction are because I think they're our crew. I think we're all tight. So which way did they go?
Yeah. So and Elijah is checking the fire to see like if there's any signs of how long it's been since there was last fed.
Yeah.
And Granny Glenda, what were you checking for?
The road for tracks.
So Granny Glenda, you are unable, your eyes are blurring. You have like motes of ash in your eye from sleeping around the fire, so you're unable to see right now. You got to kind of clean your eyes out. You can't quite see. Elijah, you notice that the fire is still burning. It looks as though the last log was put in it about 2 hours ago, and that it may be that camp was vacated about an hour ago. Xantor, so as you search the area and search your person, no suspicion in your heart, just kind of trying to find your new friends that you really enjoyed. It takes you a minute to realize.
He got a 20, so it's like
He's looking around, and he's can see very clearly the path leading east, and once you realize where that path goes, you realize you're missing something.
All four arms like tapping his front and back of his body. He's like, all right, we're good. I think they went east. There's pretty obvious trails over here, but you guys check your stuff,
As
man.
you check your stuff, you realize that your egg is not strapped to your side.
Oh no, these motherfuckers, these stinky, lazy pieces of shit, these lying bastards, they got us. Check your stuff. My egg's gone. My egg is gone. Baby is gone.
As you check your person, Elijah, you realize that your book is gone.
The Elder Book. I lost the Elder Book.
Granny Glenda, when you check your pockets for the vial of Parker's ashes, you realize you do not have Parker's ashes.
I mean, what kind of people would steal dead person's ashes? I just don't get it. It just doesn't make sense.
I get the book and I get the egg, but the ashes is kind of fucked up.
That's really fucked up.
In addition to the loss of your treasured items, you find that what little bit of bucks you have collected here at the Renaissance Fair have been taken from you.
Oh my god, it lost like $400.
Fuckers.
We lost all my money.
I'm so upset. I only had 9.
These goddamn hippies.
So 9 gold is worth $90, just so we're all like The trail is hot, leading to the east. And with Elijah's insight, you ascertain that you're about an hour behind these individuals who have, by all appearances, stolen your most important possessions.
Can I use my elk nose? Try to sniff out for 'em?
Yeah.
Find a
Go ahead
trail?
and do a perception check with advantage for looking for that patchouli smell.
I like to percept like the remaining remnants of the camp, see if they left anything behind, perhaps.
14.
12.
Okay, so with 12, you don't. Xantor does not perceive anything in particular that's of notice or of value from the camp. However, he does see they left one tapestry, which smells roughly of body odor and patchouli, but is made of fine silk. Elijah, with your 14 and your fanciful elk nose, you are able to smell the stench of patchouli and body odor and follow that. A clear trail leading to the east through the woods that is right on the path that you noticed with their tracks earlier. So, how will you proceed?
Xantor would take the tapestry down and kind of study it and look at it. Can he do like a history check or any kind of like checks on it to see if he knows where it's from?
Totally.
16.
So it has on it the image of a large bovine creature that is hugely obese, and it is set on a field of fire.
He like has images flashing in his head of what he's going to do to their bodies and how it's going to resemble the image on this tapestry for taking his child. He's very angry. So he shoves all that down and just remains quiet. Stores the tapestry.
So you've taken the tapestry. The path is hot.
Let's get after him, boys. I'm pissed and I want to catch these stupid people.
Fuck yeah.
So you beeline it on the path.
I got the scent.
Through the woods, following the scent. Roll survival to see how well you're able to follow this trail.
10.
13.
10.
So you guys travel down the path, but you are not expert woodsmen. Whatever your skill sets may be, like following trails of patchouli-soaked humanoid and animal folk, people through the woods. It's just you guys are able to follow the path, but you're not making good time.
Y'all maybe try to like hold my feet up and like wheelbarrow me, and I'll keep my nose to the ground and try to smell this patchouli.
Do you guys do
Work
that?
me like a
Yeah.
wheelbarrow. And I'll just go with my hands.
So you guys, with advantage, now make your survival check as you wheelbarrow Elijah through the woods.
I'll kick up some of the dirt with my antlers to try to get a waft in the air. Try to get a scent.
19.
So with your 19, is Granny Glenda who is piloting Elijah?
I'm
We're
like
both.
holding him up. And,
You each got a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
we
a
each
leg?
have a
There we
leg.
go.
Yeah.
All right. And
I got a
so,
17.
so as Granny Glenda and Xanthor, for some unexplainable reason, this method of transportation is much more effective, and you guys pick up speed and begin to close the distance. The smell of patchouli becomes stronger as you approach a break in the forest, and in the distance you see a field filled with the colorful tents and many flags of the festivities that you left the night before. As you break through the forest, following the scent, you stumble back into the field, broken and eroded, muddy, littered with trash. The festivities have begun to break down. Where there was a fence for jousting and combat, there is only a muddy patch in the grass. Few tents remain as you look across the field. The tavern has been taken down. The games are no more. People leave by the droves to the south. It is difficult, nigh to impossible, to tell one person from another in this crowd. But you may roll for perception to see if you notice any of your companions from the night before.
Security.
20.
11.
5.
20.
With your 20, you know that you do not see any of those people. As you look through the crowd, you are certain that they have gotten away from your gaze at this time.
And maybe they're somewhere around here. We just gotta keep looking.
They could be anywhere on the grounds, but you do not see them in the crowds of people leaving. Still remaining is the tent that the queen said to meet you all in the following day to receive Elijah's gift of horn caps, and the fortune teller's tent. Those are still up. Everything else is being broken down.
We should go check those out.
I imagine Xantor would be like yelling, for his child, like, baby, has anyone seen my baby egg? I was on stage, we have a band. He would like do the whole band thing again, like trying to get people to recognize him and then like respect his like newfound showmanship or something.
The guard from the night before is gonna from yesterday is gonna look at you and say, "Oi, show's over. You need to get out of here.
We need to see the queen."
The queen.
Sir, we have an appointment with the queen to pick up a partying gift.
God damn, I thought this was over today. All right, you got a parting gift, whatever. Go, look, okay? It's right there. And he points to the lavish tent, and he's like, but come on, we're trying to clean up and get out of here. Some of us got, lives to get back to.
Well, I don't like your attitude, Sonny, and it takes me a long time to walk because I'm old.
He looks at you, and he's kind of squints his eyes, and then he's like, what am I fucking eyeing an old lady? Get on, go, get out of here. And he's just going to turn, and he's going to go harass some other folks who are taking too long to leave the grounds. As you approach the silken tent with gilded embroideries on the fringes of the hanging cloths, sweet scent of incense burning wafts out to you. The tent flap is closed as you approach, but nothing keeps you from opening it.
I'm going to open it and be like, "Queen, are you in here?"
As you enter, you see the elven queen sitting in her throne, turned sideways with her legs sitting in the lap of a lion folk wearing a large crown.
The king.
You see a man sitting in jester's motley who looks identical to the queen in all features save those masculine features that mark him as her brother.
And you must be the king, Xantor says, like eyeballing this glorious person.
King is what they call me. I've been called that for many years. What brings you here? Are you here?
We're here to report a crime. There's been not just a child kidnapping, a grave robbery, and a literary larceny to which you've never seen.
A literary larceny, you say?
But they also took all of our money.
Oh, how much money?
It was a lot of money.
Thousands.
The travesty.
Thousands.
Thousands?
It was
It was a
thousands.
lot.
Why
Our
did you-
children as well. Did you hear that
We
part?
did hear that. We should have
Combined, it was over. It was over $1,000 combined.
It was at least 5,000.
If not 10.
What?
Why with our children? This is our children we're talking about.
You see the lion folk squinting. He says, "I am worried about your children, but this matter of money, I question your decision making.
I can only speak for myself, your Majesty.
Why
I
would you bring
myself
such
had
money
several
to
thousand.
the West Kendall Renaissance? Did you intend to spend that much money here?
Of course, we for your Royal Majesty, we always intend to spend vast amounts of
We
money.
also made a little bit here on account of being pretty awesome.
Well,
We have a band,
what's your band called? We love bands.
Trace Kinos,
Trace Kinos. Where did you come by this name?
because there's 3 of us, and we're like kinfolk. We're family. In my native tongue, Trace Kinos is a way to say that. It's pretty awesome. What do you think? Anyway, how about our stolen children?
That's gonna be trademark and copyright. Man.
The truth is, this is a lot to take in. And he stands to his full height and he looks around and he says, "Tell me about each thing. I would like to know about the literary larceny. What is it that you're missing?"
It's a real fancy demonic looking spell book. Impossible to read. I've tried. But either way, it's very important to me. It's got sentimental value.
So you see the lion person go to a box labeled lost and found, and he's digging through it, and I don't see any demonic tomes. He pulls out like a wallet, or a leather folding pouch that has, like, he opens it and he's like, no, that's not a demonic tome. And then he's looking through, and he pulls out a scarf and a hat and sort of looks at them and says, I don't think I have that, but these ne'er-do-wells, what did they look like, these folks that stole your...
Beautiful.
Beautiful, you say?
I don't know about that. Well, they smelled horrible. They smelled like patchouli oil and on top of a really smelly thing.
They seem to only be concerned with having a good time.
I know who these people are.
They were smoking lots of herbs. We didn't partake in that. I mean, we're good citizens, but...
Well, I don't have any problem with a little bit of an herbal cigarette every now and then. You'll see me puffing on a doobie, but did they make a noise like this? And he steps back and goes,
Bingo.
oh my God, it sounds like you've been had. I think those Wooks borrowed your stuff.
What, borrowed?
That's what they do. Wooks, they have no proper conception of ownership. They just go around and borrow anything they want, anytime they want, from anyone they care to. They have little regard for whose stuff they borrow, and they use it for whatever they want. It's hard to stop them. Somehow they get money to buy these tickets. I hear they peddle a thing they call a taco, and somehow earn admission to these events.
We did have a couple of them there tacos.
They were very good.
I've heard good things about the tacos.
Well, I think, they were good, but we also slept a lot after eating those tacos.
We did sleep a lot, yes.
Poison tacos?
I think they poisoned the tacos.
Despicable. And the lion person clenches his fists. The queen, who has been quiet this whole time, she says, well, surely there's something we can do. And don't think I've forgotten about you, Elijah. I've had the blacksmith put this together special for you. Let's get this taken care of, and then maybe we can help you with these dastardly Wooks. At the very least, there's one thing I know for sure about those Wooks. They follow the Warlocks around like it's their job. They wouldn't dare miss one of these jams coming up down the road. And after all, we do travel. We won't be here very much longer. Our reign as king and queen of the West Candle Renaissance is coming to an end. And she turns around, and in a box prepared with silk, with wood, engraved with a beautiful display of antlers, of elks locking antlers. She cracks open this box, and it contains a crown. And that crown is made of silver. And she's going to look from you to the crown, and back at you again, back to the crown. She says, I think I got it right. And she's going to attempt to place the crown on your antlers.
I kneel my head down.
And
I'm going to go down on one knee. Oh my God, guys, I think I'm being knighted.
It fits over 6 of your horns. It doesn't fit over the full breadth because your horns are a little girthy. But this is going to give your horn attack is now a D8, and it's going to be silvered for the sake of fighting magical or ghost enemies. So you now have silvered horns.
Nice.
Here.
And she says, she hears you say that you're going to be knighted, and she says, what? Elijah, rise, Sir Elijah, the farmhand.
This is the coolest day of my life, guys.
And
besides my book being taken and possibly ruining my farm.
She, with all of the moment, you say that under your breath, and the lion folk looks at you and he says, well, our caravan will be leaving soon. You're welcome to join us if you want. There's always room in our lot. I am King Kenzie. What is your name?
My name's Elijah
We knew
Woods.
your names. The other ones?
My name is Granny Glenda, and perhaps we can also work out a deal where you could maybe lend us some gold until we can get our gold.
Before we
back.
talk about the gold, I just wonder, what was it that you lost?
Oh, well, you see, they happened to steal the ashes of my grandson Parker.
You see the elf who looks just like the queen, whose jaw drops. And Gaby says, "You were carrying the ashes of your grandson?"
Why, I carry them everywhere. I mean, don't you just carry stuff like that around with you?
I suppose. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a ring. And he says, "I suppose we all have our precious little things." And he puts the ring back in his pocket and is like, "Well, surely you'll need help getting your ashes back. Why would they steal ashes?" He looks so confused. And the King Kenzie looks towards the bug folk and says, "What is your name, and you said you lost your child?"
Yeah. I'm Xantor. Pleasure to meet you, King. If we could move it along, I mean, this is, yes, my egg, my baby, my true love, my purpose of existing. It has been taken by some of your, are these citizens of yours? Are
Your
these
egg?
rebel? Do they work for you? Like, I don't
Wait a
understand,
minute.
really.
Did you say egg? Hold on. Do you... Citizens, do they work for me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Egg? Did you say egg? I don't think these people work for... Hold on.
It's my child. It's not born yet, but it's,
Could you please describe the egg to me?
Well, it's an egg. It's, I say it's an egg, only in shape alone. It does have a slight glowing, bloody, outer carapace shell.
It leaks a viscous fluid that is unidentifiable.
Looks like blood. Not blood.
Glowing bread.
Not blood, but kind of looks like blood.
He turns around to the lost and found and reaches in and he says, "Like this," and he pulls out your egg and
Oh,
shows it to you.
baby! Oh, King. What was it, Kingsley?
King Kinsey.
Kinsey! Holy jeez! Oh,
You
well,
can call
thank
me
you, Your
King. I
Majesty.
like it when people call me King.
Oh, you're a king, and you've really
I've been the king of the West Kendall Renaissance for the last 5 years running. It is an elected position, and of course, but they keep electing me and Penny Lane here. I just can't imagine any version of life without it.
You're amazing. Finder of lost children, like super on point. We have a band. We want you. Thank you.
Listen.
Thank you.
It sounds like you guys got had by the Wooks. I don't know what brought you to the West Kendall Renaissance, but so many young folks are on the road these days looking for the Warlocks. We travel to and fro on the road, ever seeking the Warlocks. I'm one of the few ever who has met them, you know. Why, I count them amongst my good friends, but if you would like, you could join our caravan and come with us. The next time we expect to see the Warlocks is at Valley Jam. It's a little bit down the road, but you're welcome to join.
We'd be honored.
That sounds like a great idea. I think we should do it.
Much obliged. Appreciate you.
All I'd ask is that you help us break down camp and then carry our supplies to the road. Why, it's just down this way after all.
Yeah, Granny Glenda is gonna be like, I can help with the small things, but you see, I'm so old.
The queen looks at you, whose name has been revealed to be Penny, and she says, "Oh, Glenda, don't you bother with any of that. Come on, let's go out back. There's some stuff we can handle that doesn't require the strength that breaking down the tent will. I'm sure we can handle it."
Oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I will just go help with whatever they need. Yeah, whatever.
So, as you guys are breaking down the tent, Granny Glenda and Penny go around back, where Penny is going to show Granny Glenda her collection of apothecary supplies. A mortar and pestle, a calcinator, things that will take and concentrate the materials that you gather in the wild and turn them into poisons or potent beneficial herbal extracts. So she is those men folk always trying to push us around or act like we're not strong enough. I call this my little equalizer. Something tells me you might have some experience with these things.
Well, an old woman can't give away all of her secrets, but I might have seen one of those in my day.
Well, you're welcome to use my supplies anytime you like. In your day, they call you Granny Glenda. How old are you?
Well, honestly, I can't remember at this point, and that's just the way it is when you get this old.
That's astounding. Well, let's stick together. I'm happy to help in any way I can. I know folks have a tendency to overlook us ladies, but that will be their downfall.
Alright, so what do you have that can, like, kill 4 fully sized elephants?
She looks at you and her eyes go wide. A wicked smile curls on her lips, and she says, I can tell we're going to get along just fine. We'll switch back to the boys breaking down the tent, and King is, despite the fact that he's wearing a crown and a cape and all dressed in revelry, he is doing as much labor as anyone else. He's breaking down. He's working along with his the elf who looks just like the Queen character, Penny Lane, and
Nice to see a royal folk getting his hands dirty.
Oh, why, I was born with the name King. I'm not really a proper king by any sort of stretch of the imagination, but it is fun playing along here at the West Candle Renaissance.
You keep mentioning that word, Renaissance.
Yeah, Renaissance, a resurrection of arts and music and revelry. That's what we're experiencing right now, really, is a renaissance of all those old great things.
How are you gonna? Okay. So, are we dismantling? Are we taking part of your kingdom?
This is my tent. I brought this tent. I set it up. We get a 20 by 20 booth. It's a pretty awesome spot, honestly. It's right in the middle, and so we base our camp around it. They let us, and I mean, it probably helps that my name's King and all, but
He moves his land from place to place like a nomadic warlord.
that's the way to say it, yeah.
What part of Lund are you?
A road warrior.
Huh.
Oh, I'm from all the parts of Lund, brother. We travel the road, and we have for many years.
Ah, King of the Road. Yes, I've heard of such things. Okay, yeah. Cool.
I've never in all of Lund heard such a thing, but I can respect it.
Well, there's these okay, so we're going down the road. I heard tells when we were going down the road, there's always like a king of the road, and like they're the ones that are going to show you the way to the next part of the road, because the road is a solid thing, but it's also like
a mindset.
Well, the kings are supposed to like run the road, so is that what you are, King? You're king of the road?
And he looks at you and looks you up and down, and he says,
Son, I think you might be a little confused, but I am for those who need me, whatever they need me to be.
Come on, Xandor.
Awesome.
Back to work, man. Don't ask the king too much questions.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So about 2 hours pass, and you guys have broken down this tent, wrapped up the supplies. Granny Glenda and Penny have packed up the chemistry set out back, and there is the elfin traveler reveals his name to be John Paul, and there is an additional traveler with the camp that you had not yet met, who is helping with organization and breakdown of the chemistry sets, and it is an elderly owl folk who introduces himself as Owlsley. As the group hoo-hoos off towards the evident exit, you see John Paul and Penny Lane and Owlsley rush ahead as King Kinsey patiently walks your group to the exit. As you approach, the majority of attendees at this festival have already broken down their sets and left. You are some of the only people at the exit. You see folks waiting by the exit, and they are wearing clothing that looks very foreign to you. It's blue in color and finely tailored to fit their hips and legs, and it seems like a thick material. They have shoes on that seem to elevate their heels, and they're wearing jackets made of leather but dyed bright red or bright green. So very, very flamboyant, very flashy clothing. The next thing you notice is that the road, which you remember to be dirt and cobblestone, appears to be made of some sort of flat black rock, and is painted with yellow and white lines.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
I'm gonna taste the road.
You're gonna lick it?
As you bend down to lick the road, the king looks at you.
salt
Sir, what are you doing? And you lick the road.
Yeah.
It's we
It tastes awful. It tastes like burnt hair.
This ain't natural. What is this?
That's the road. Why are you...
was this like the second
I'm not
part?
one to judge, but that was very strange.
This road doesn't look like it looked before.
What do you mean
is
before?
Did y'all do some work for the festivities? Like it's okay. What's it looks different. The road was where we started on the road, it was dirt and mud, and now it looks like y'all put a new black rock down.
What is this?
Is this your people? Is this you, King? Are you king of the road?
I dare say I've never actually built a road in my life. I've only traveled on it. But this asphalt is this has been the standard for many years.
Ask what?
Asphalt?
I bet it's something in my book later on. Further down in the parts that I can't read.
Listen, I
bet it's some sort of magic.
I've heard of asses before.
I think it's magic.
I've heard of faults, and the two together, asphalt.
Create this lovely road material.
It's the ass's fault that maybe it's poop.
Oh, layers of poop from the multitudes of walking and horses and such. That kind of makes sense, yeah.
Down
Okay.
the poop road.
So as you guys are pondering what exactly this new version of the road is, a sound comes from the distance, like the mooing of a giant cow, but shrill and fast, like the cawing of a bird. This honking noise pierces the din of your thoughts and your conversation. Honk, 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 honk. And you see an armored automaton on wheels approach you at a high speed with bright lights shining in your direction. As it approaches, you see glass covering openings in this metal automaton, and inside, this automaton seems to have been captured your friends Penny Lane, John Paul, and Owlsley.
Just like classic, like turn, like elk in the headlights. Frozen, just staring at it.
So they honk louder as they approach, and then finally, seeing that you're not going to move, the being honks louder as it approaches, and then as it gets within inches of hitting you, a screeching noise, and the beast slams to a halt right in front of you.
They're trapped inside. I'll save you, ma'am.
Eli, calm down. I think this is one of King's war machines. I saw stuff like this on the seas. I'm not familiar with this model per se, but this looks like a war machine. King, is this one of yours?
He looks at you and laughs, and he says, "Well, I've never seen one of these wagons on the sea, but." As you ask that, and you're looking at the lights, they flicker on and off into your eyes, and you hear laughter from the inside. "Come on, you weirdos! Get on in here!" You hear John Paul yell.
Something about the lights, I can't move.
The lights. He turns off. Hearing you say that, the lights turn off. Out of character, he turned off the lights.
Snap out of it.
The lights turn off.
I snap out of my daze. I just had the straight focus on the lights. Now I can, okay.
Xantor thinks it's just like a really advanced war machine that's like, he's very cautious about it, but he's like, okay.
Yeah, Glenda is just like fascinated, has no idea
like a
what's
machine
going
wagon?
on. Like, yeah, is hoping that it is a war machine, like Xantor said.
So what they did back on the islands, they would put like a bunch of the elephants inside these big wooden boxes they would make, and they would protect the elephants, but they would also be able to drive like 10 or 15 different troops inside one thing, and it would protect the elephants, and the elephants would propel forward, but it would also protect the troops inside. It kind of looks like that, but he's like looking under it, and he's like doesn't see any legs, so he doesn't.
How many elephants you got in this bad boy?
King just looks at you all and shakes his head, and he says, "What have I gotten myself into?" And he says, "No elephants, but I think they measure it in horsepower, and this thing's about 250 horsepower on a good day."
You're going to tell me you
hop in
got
the back.
250 horses in there? Get
You hear this
the
guy?
hell out of here.
250 horses.
Just get on in.
Where?
Yeah.
And as you say, where two doors open on the side of this beast-like vessel. The automaton hinges open, revealing comfortable seating all throughout the inside of this this thing that appears to be a war machine, a wheeled chariot, a self-propelled chariot. It seems like there are places for people to sit and room comfortably for about 10 adults to be inside of this this war machine, while two people sit in a front compartment. You notice a wheel, some sort of a circular device that is connected to the automaton, and it appears that John Paul is using that wheel to somehow control the automaton. He is sitting with his hands on the wheel, gesturing to the back where King is sitting, along with Owlsley, and there is room for the rest of you to sit if you so choose.
So Xantor like somewhat confidently approaches because he thinks he knows what it is, but then he's like seeing the tires on the bottom, and he's never seen rubber. He's never seen a lot of this stuff, so it's all like very cautiously. He's like touching everything as he's like going up the stairs and like seeing how the hinges work on the doors, and he's like, okay. But at the same time, very like, I'm out of my inside his. He's acting cool, but inside his head, he's like out of his element completely, and he's like really starting to freak out a little bit. But he's still trying to play this like cool act. So he like, slowly gets onto the bus and like goes back there towards the Owl and King.
Yeah. So and it's since you went ahead and called it a bus, this is like a Volkswagen mini bus, more like a Volkswagen bus than it is like a school bus. It's like a totally tricked out VW wagon, covered in floral art, and as you enter and sit down, King Kenzie is going to look at you and smile. He's good to have you on board. Once you buy the ticket, you've got to take the ride. That's what they say. Just hop on the bus. And as he says that, he's going to shut closed the doors of the hippie van and John Paul is going to slam it into gear and hit the gas and yell at the top of his lungs, "Time to hit the road!" And he is going to click on the radio as you drive full speed, G-forces pulling against your body. The only thing Xantor notices is the cracking of the hatching of his newborn egg. We'll pick up next time there on Wooks and Warlocks.
Round and around in the tunnel when it's dark we go, searching through the rubble for what once was spark like a shout in the night. And the sight of the past, it can fill us with fear all night, though we know the wheel comes back after time. Oh, sweet time. And the soul will rise from the ashes. We will climb as we shout into the night. Let no man use my battle cry.
Wooks and Warlocks features Anthony Ryan as Xantor, the Bugfolk Ranger, Jesse Bennett as Granny Glenda, half Foxfolk Rogue, John Lombardi as Elijah Woodstone, the Elk Folk Wizard, and Trey Miller as Dungeon Master. Intro and outro feature the song Flight of the Phoenix by Tirefire. Recording and editing are completed in-house by the Wooks and Warlocks team, recording consultation provided by Adam Horwitz. You can find us online at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord under the name Wooks and Warlocks. Links can be found in the description. If you would like to sponsor an episode of Wooks and Warlocks, please contact us at wooksandwarlocks@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.
Dark clouds brew in a storm deep in the sky. Words spoken in anger, vibrate like a neon sign in the mind's eye, multiplied by time and time again. It's those we love that we lose when we struggle with what's inside, just hoping for hope, something to ward off the fright. And the soul will rise from the ashes. We will climb as we shout into the night.